Hi guys, my name is Lucy and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I have my second year results and assessment review video. If you are new here, please do hit subscribe down below. It really means the world to me. I make videos on drama school, lifestyle, growing up abroad, loads of different things, but the main focus of my channel is drama school and musical theatre. So if that is something that interests you, then please do hit subscribe. I would love to have you back. For today's video, I'm doing an updated version of a video I actually did last year. I will link my first year results and assessment review video down in the description below. But for today's video, I have my second year assessment results and assessment period review video. Now, second year is a lot more stressful because our assessments actually count towards our degree, which is very, very scary. So all of these marks combined with our marks from third year, and I think we have some assessments in April as well, and our dissertation are all combined together, and that is what gives us our degree mark at the end of the day. As last year, I'm not going to tell you guys my exact numbers because that is quite personal, but I am going to tell you if I was happy or disappointed or anything like that, and I'd probably tell you what grade boundary kind of thing I fell into and just kind of share my experience with you guys. Yes, I have my results here. When I hold up this envelope, I go really dark. Picked them up about like a week and a half ago now. I just really haven't had a chance to sit down and film this video. So for all of our assessments, we get our final mark and a breakdown of the marks within it that add up to our total mark, if that makes sense. So for example, like for singing, there's a 1 which is technique, 1 which is musicality, 1 which is truthful delivery, which is acting through song, and 1 which is the accent mark, and then that all gets totaled together to give us our final mark. If you guys remember my first video, if you haven't watched it, then be sure to check that out. I had loads of different modules assessed in one go, because in first year you do all your assessments in April, but whereas in second year most of your assessments are in December before Christmas, so there's a very short period of time between coming back in September to actually be ready to do your assessments. This assessment was actually only split into 2 modules. For dance module we only had 1 assessment, and then for the musical theatre module we had 3 different assessments. There is 2 assessments I haven't got back yet, but I just couldn't wait to film this video and I really just wanted to get it out for you guys, but I've just dropped them all over the floor. But I am waiting for my choreography mark because that was the last assessment we did, so they needed longer to mark it because we did it like a week after all the other ones. And I'm also waiting for my essay. I think I'll start with dance first because it's only got 1 assessment within the module. So, as you probably know, I am track C. I have a whole video on tracks at Urdang if you're unsure, and I will link that down below because I feel it really explains like what the tracks are and makes a lot more of my videos make sense. So I am track C, which is focused on singer and acting. However, we do still do loads of dance, but for our assessment we only had to pick 1 style of dance to be assessed in. We could do jazz syllabus, we could do tap syllabus, we could do contemporary, which was like a storytelling kind of exercise. That makes it sound really naff, but I don't know how else to explain it. Basically it was like a creative choreography assessment. You basically went into the assessment having no idea what you were going to do, and you just had to do it when you had to like make it up within the assessment, if that makes sense. And then ballet would have been like a free class, so it was basically just a ballet class and you were assessed on the class, but you didn't know what exercises you were going to have to do. So for me, I'm a very stressy person. I like to practice a lot, I like to work really hard, so the thought of going into contemporary having no idea what I'm going to do absolutely stressed the life out of me, so definitely wasn't going to choose that. I wasn't going to choose ballet because I don't like the idea again of going in and not knowing what I'm going to do. I can't really practice for it if I don't know what exercise I'm going to be doing. So then I was left with jazz and tap. So I actually did tap syllabus in first year because we got to choose between jazz and tap in first year, and I chose tap. So part of me wanted to choose tap again this year, but I also thought it might be good to challenge myself and choose jazz. So I really like ummed and ahed between both of them for a while, and in the end I actually chose to do jazz, which was a massive risk for me, you could say, because I can dance. I'm not saying I can't dance at all, but in comparison to the epic jazz dancers at Urdang, like I'm not on that level because I am more of a singer actor. So choosing jazz, I was really nervous that my mark was going to be affected, but I felt that it would be the best one for me to choose to actually improve in my training. But obviously jazz is probably the most useful dance style for musical theatre because the majority of shows have jazz in them. Not every show has tap. So that's why I chose jazz, because I really felt it would push me. The syllabus was challenging and I just felt it would really help me improve as a performer, even if I maybe wouldn't have got the best mark. But that did still scare me. So when I got my jazz mark, I was very, very pleasantly surprised. I basically set myself a mark that I said, if I get this mark, I'm going to be over the moon, and I actually got 10 marks more than what I'd said that I would be really, really happy with. So I was absolutely buzzing. I'm not going to tell you what the exact mark is, but I actually got a 2-1, which I was honestly over the moon with. I opened my results and I was so shocked and so happy. It showed that like all my hard work paid off. Me and my other friends in track C that chose jazz, we literally practiced so much. And Isabella, my flatmate, she had to do jazz because she was on track A, and we practiced so much together. We went in almost every weekend, and it just showed me that I had actually really improved from it, and I am so glad that I chose jazz in the end. So yes, I did say I got a 2-1. I don't know if everyone knows how like degree marking works, but basically I think this is correct. So you have a first, a 2-1, a 2-2, and a third, and then a fail. I think that's the breakdown of it, and I think a first is 70 or above, a 2-1 is 60 or above, a 2-2 is 50 and above, and then 40 to 50 is a third, and then below 40 is a fail. So I got a 2-1 in jazz, which I still can't really believe it if I'm being honest. On to talking about the actual jazz assessment, like that's my results kind of out the way. There was actually only 5 of us on track C that chose jazz. Usually when you do an assessment it's with your class, so there's about like, I don't know, maybe 15 to 18 of you in the room. However, only 5 of us chose it, so there was only 5 of us in the assessment. Jazz syllabus at Urdang is just a load of exercises. They're quite like mega intense exercises. You do all the exercises in like small groups or in pairs, and then that's the syllabus. But because there's only 5 of us, we had very few breaks. So usually you'll maybe have like 5 or 6 groups in an assessment, so you get a break in between. However, we were just like one group on, one group off, one group on, one group off. So our assessment literally was over in about 20 minutes, which is crazy, and it was so intense. By the end I was literally dying. However, it showed my stamina had really improved, because if you'd asked me to do that at the start of second year, I would have actually died. So yeah, the actual assessment was so nice. It was in the Great Hall, which is great. I always feel so good when I'm in the Great Hall, but honestly like it really wasn't that stressful, and we'd all worked so hard, so it was just a case of getting on with it. The only thing that I found a little bit scary was in second year you have an unseen exercise, and that would have been in tap and in jazz, so it didn't make a difference which one I chose. So basically they just taught you this like kind of corner sequence slash little bit routine kind of thing, and it was 4/8 long, so it really wasn't that long. But however, for me, before, my big scary thing with like training and stuff was my pickup skills, and dance were really not there. So I was quite proud of myself that I actually managed to pick it up in the assessment and managed to like give performance on top of that. So that is actually it for dance, which is kind of crazy that we only had to do 1. But anyway, I'm gonna move on to musical theatre 2, which is the second year musical theatre module, and in that I have voice, acting and singing. I'm gonna start with the one that I'm slightly disappointed with, because I want to be honest with you guys. There's no point in me telling you all my results are amazing if I'm not actually happy with them. The one I was slightly disappointed with was voice, which is like spoken voice. So this term we had to do a political speech for our voice assessment. We had to stand on the stage in the Great Hall and deliver a political speech. As much as my mark is still a good mark, like I got a 2-1 as well, so I was buzzing with my 2-1 in jazz, but slightly disappointed with it in voice. The only reason I was disappointed with it is because I actually got the exact same mark in my first year voice assessment as I did in my second year voice assessment, and I have felt that I have improved in voice over this year. I was slightly disappointed to see that I got the same mark from first to second year, but what can you do? An assessment just goes how it does on the day. The next one I'll go for is acting. I was so happy with my acting mark because I actually went up quite a lot from first year. I actually got a first in acting, which I was really happy about, because obviously as a singer actor I should be doing good in singing and acting. For this assessment we actually had to do a whole play. My group did Our Ladies, which is about 6 girls from Scotland. They're from Oban and they go on a school trip to Edinburgh, and it's basically just follows their day in Edinburgh and all the like crazy things that they get up to in the big city when they've basically never been to a big city before. And we did it all in Scottish accents, which was very fun for me because obviously I used to have a Scottish accent, so it's quite easy for me to like flip it back on. But it was amazing like working with the girls and like working on the accent with them. We weren't actually marked on the accent in the play, however it just kind of added to the characters and the feel and made sense of a lot of the text. I absolutely love doing this play. We also went to go see the movie of it, which is being I think released in 2020, but we saw it at the BFA Film Festival. However, the movie is actually based on the book and the play is based on the book, if that makes sense. So they're both from the same book, but it's not like they're based on each other, if that makes sense. But it was really good to like see the characters brought to life in a film and see how someone else imagined them. As I said, I got a first in acting, so I was super happy with that. We all worked so hard as a group. We did loads of extra rehearsals. We got all our costumes, our props, our sets. It was just such a like whole experience, and we all honestly absolutely loved it. It was such hard work, don't get me wrong, but it was an amazing experience and I'm so glad that we got to do it. And finally, the big one for me, which is singing. So I did well in first year. I got a first last year in singing and I was really happy about that. So I was very scared that this year I was going to do worse. However, I actually did 10 marks better this year than I did in first year, so I got a first again, which I am so happy about, because I get really nervous with the things that I'm meant to be good at, because jazz I wasn't expecting much, so then when I did well I was over the moon, but whereas singing I expect a lot from myself, so I get worried that I'm not going to live up to my own expectations. But actually I did really well in singing and I was so happy. I sang I'm Not Afraid of Anything from Songs for a New World by Jason Robert Brown. Last term was American Ballads, so that was my choice for my American Ballad. I absolutely love singing that song. If you guys haven't listened to it, it is just incredible. I absolutely love it. So yes, I was so happy with my mark. Again, the singing assessment is so chill. We just like go in the room one at a time, sing our song, and that's really it, to be honest. So yeah, basically I got first and 2 1s in all my assessments that I've got back. Obviously I haven't got choreography and I haven't got my essay back, but from the ones I've got, I'm so happy, and hopefully I pray that the other 2 will be good as well. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and if you have, please do smash a big thumbs up to let me know. It honestly helps me out so much. And if you have any questions, please do leave a comment, and yes, I will hopefully see you again very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.